So, Grant, as a Marine and a strength coach, what strength benchmarks would you like to see? And there's a little bit of a jargon issue here. What would you like to see a soldier attain before MarSOC selection? I think he meant Marine before MarSOC selection. I'll bite my tongue, snap it back. Just, it's just ignorance. It's okay. It's okay.
So strength metrics before a Marine attempts MarSOC selection, right?
Can you clear up what MarSOC selection is?
Yeah, I'm going to clear it up all that. I just want to make sure I had the question down. That's the question, right?
That's the question.
And I think, Jeff, you'll have some good stuff to weigh on this. So first of all, for the civilians out there that listen to this,
that's me.
Like PJ, branches, have identities. And so a Marine is a Marine. A soldier is a member of the United States Army. Daniel, we forgive you. Now you know, though, so now you don't do it wrong. MarSOC is Marine and Reconnaissance Special Operations Command, right? Yep. The difference between MarSOC and all the different special operation commands and the other services is that in MarSOC, you have to already be a Marine. And I have had quite a few Marine clients over the years that have said, hey, I'm a first lieutenant. I'm trying to go to MarSOC. How can I get strong for assessment selection, or how do I get strong for special forces, if we were to broadly term this stuff, or how strong should I be, or what should I focus on? And so basically, kind of like everything else, I always say the answer to this question is, well, first, you hopefully have already actually gotten strong, and not just so that you can turn that strength into endurance that you're going to need, but so that you've gotten strong so that you can handle the rigors of the course and not get injured. A lot of guys, I'm sure Jeff knows, I know, good guys, they go in, they're doing great, they're performing well, they turn an ankle, they tear an ACL. They, you heard Herbert, hurt his shoulder in the Marine Corps, they do something and then they don't get to make it through selection. If you get strong, everything's more durable, your ligaments, your tendons, and you're stronger and you're more resilient against injury. So hopefully you've done that novice linear progression and gotten strong. And if you have, then what I would do is say, hey, strength is no longer the number one goal, or getting stronger, I should say, is no longer the number one goal. I now want to turn this strength into endurance that is usable. And so for a lot of guys that are going to A&S, I want them to be able to do pull-ups and chin-ups and max that out, no problem. So whenever they have to do the Marine Corps PFT, that's not an issue. And so I'll usually have like 2 days in there where they're doing pull-ups or chin-ups. One of them's weighted and one of them's for max reps. They need to get in the pool a couple times a week because you're going to have to swim. And if you don't usually swim and all of a sudden you have to swim, you can be in the best shape of your life, but you're not used to the water, and that's going to present a problem. And it doesn't need to be crazy. The swimming standards for MarSOC and getting through A&S, I should say, I don't know the further part, but it's not crazy, but you need to be able to jump off the 20-footer, land in a pool, and swim 800 meters in camis, which it makes a big difference, so you need to have some swimming endurance. And then any of those style things, you want to just have basic endurance or rucking endurance. So if you're a Marine and you want to go A&S and you're training, hey, go put on your pack and go ruck, mountains if you want. The only thing I don't like about that is it does open you up for some injury in your training to go to the thing that allows you to be accepted to this thing. So I really like heavy sled pulls. Get a sled, put a thing around your waist, you're in tennis shoes, you're in your neighborhood, and you're pulling it around a cul-de-sac looking like an idiot, but it's low impact, and you're getting the stressors that you would get from a heavy ruck without the injury or without the risk of, I stepped off a rock weird and twisted my ankle or that sort of thing. Now, none of that actually answered this question. Strength benchmarks. I think you need to be squatting and deadlifting in the 300s. I don't think you need to have a 500-pound deadlift. I don't think you need to have a 400-pound squat. I think you need to have your squat and your deadlift in the 300s. And I think you need to be able to, bench a good bit above body weight, for a set of 5. If you can press your body weight, that's great, but you need to have a decent press. But I don't think you need to focus on it. Like, it's not like, if I deadlift 500 pounds, I will be ready for MarSOC. It's no, I need to be strong so I'm durable, and then take that strength and do these other things to turn it into endurance. So the program I usually have people do is on their squat day, I'll say, hey, you're going to squat a set of 8 reps, but I'll write on there 5 to 8 reps. And week 1, I want them to pick a weight that they know they can get 8 reps for. And then they're going to do a back off set for 15 to 20 reps. And so let's say a guy's built up his squat to 350 for 3 sets of 5. He might on week 1 do 335 for a set of 8. And then maybe take 100 pounds off, somewhere like that. Maybe even a little more, and do 20 reps. So maybe he does 330 for set 8, and then he does 200 pounds for 20 reps. And that's his start. The following week, when he gets back to squats, he's going to take the 330, make it 335. He's going to take the 200, make it 205. But for both of those sets, I'm going to say 5 to 8 on the squat on the top set, and then 15 to 20 on the back off set. And what I'm going to tell him is you're going to run this for 12 weeks, and you're only going to stop and reset if that top set falls below 5, and if that back off set falls below 15. And you're just going to LP that thing. And so what it's going to do is it's going to take, hey, I got this 350 pound squat, but when I go to assessment and selection, there's no, hey, go squat 350 pounds. It's grab this heavy log, grab this heavy piece of gear, drag this person up the hill. So I want to be able to take my strength and turn it into some type of endurance, but not long endurance. I also need long endurance. That's why I'm dragging the sled around the yard. That's why I'm swimming in the pool. But in terms of, I need to be able to take my strength and use it for short duration burst of actions where I need to be above average. And I do a similar thing in the deadlift. I do 5 to 8 for the top set. I do 10 to 15 for that drop set, just because sets of 20 deadlifts, again, by the time you're deadlifting 20 times, you're just opening yourself up for loosening the low back and maybe hurting something. And then I just have them 5x5 bench, 5x5 press, 5x5 pull-ups and chins. And it's really only 2 lifting days that I set people up like that. And then it's, 2 to 3 conditioning days a week. So I don't think, Daniel, there's a specific, you must have this strength metric to be ready to go to MarSOC. It's, hey, you need to have gotten strong. I do think a squat and the deadlift for anybody, regardless of body weight, get it up in the 300s, and then have a good conditioning base for, long, slow distance type of stuff. And then also have the capacity to work really hard with loads for, 60 seconds or something like that. I don't know. Jeff, what do you think? You've been around a bunch of Marines that have done this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think only thing I'd kind of like sprinkle into that is less. Yeah, like I don't know if there is like really like a benchmark that needs to be hit, because then that's not really a thing that's tested at ANS. And so you need to be able to, like, I think like you said, be durable. So like lifting weights, because it's going to be a grind, right? It's going to be like day in, day out of kind of just like these thrash sessions, a lot of time on the feet. So I think that's like another big thing of like getting time on the feet. Doesn't have to be like crazy hard, long distance runs, but like it can be easier, slow distance runs, like walking with a sled, introducing some ruck stuff, but like you don't need to be a guy that's like, I'm going to throw 100 pounds in this rucksack and go for a 10-mile run. Like you're just going to grind yourself into dust, and then you're going to show up for the selection event and you're just going to be smoked before you've even started. So it's kind of, I think, like you said, lifts in like the 300s for deadlift and squat. I mean, you probably want to have some sort of like pressing capability, because, there might be some pressing logs overhead, sandbags overhead. But again, it's like there's not going to be like a 1 rep max like event or anything like that. So
yeah, and I would
muscular endurance will be big.
Yeah, I would say that even like the shoulder health for like logs, it's not like, hey, I'm going to get a log that I'm not strong enough to lift overhead, right? Because there's probably gonna be 6 dudes on that log, and who knows how many. The thing is, you're going to do 300 reps though. Mm-hmm. So if you, or whatever it is. So if you don't have strong, durable shoulders, then they're going to wear down. So it's not, hey, one of the things is you're going to go swim 200 meters, come out of the water, and there's a log press competition. No, it's just going to be like, you're going to swim, you're going to come out of the water, you're going to grab a log, and you're going to run around the beach with it and press it overhead, and your shoulders are going to get a lot of work. How do you make sure that your shoulders can withstand a lot of work? Well, they're strong and healthy, and they've also been exposed to some endurance events. That's kind of the idea. And that's the same idea with the squat and the deadlift. And so, I don't think you're a Marine, Daniel, so you're not eligible for ANS right now. And you may have just been asking it in general terms. But it's if someone is and they're thinking about it and they're like, oh, my squat's only at 285, like that's fine, right? I just mean you need to have a good base of strength. In order to have muscular endurance, you need a basis of strength, some type of foundation. So, yeah, good question, good opener.